Well, President, we are in this place of life and for life. And in this context, we are always thankful for the opportunity to talk to you. This is the birthroom of this special program, the Center of Integral Health for the Police. Here I was with Diosdado, and he was explaining to me technology that is of the first level in the world. Be careful with this, it might hit you in the head. We are doing this special show because we have to strengthen all of the works that are being delivered. Sometimes we don't have enough time to give so many works. We had 2 weeks ago the Obraton, and we delivered over 20,000 works that were done by the communes, by the neighbors. And now we also have all of these works. Last week we were in San Carlos, which was brand new. So this makes me remind the song of Silvia Rodriguez that says that the era is birthing a heart. What do you have for today? Well, we have different subjects. The first has to do with the economical aspect. It is talk a lot of the economical growth and the subject of the fulfilling, and they're estimating that the national products are 90% of the things delivered, and said by the president of the ANSA organization, and he said, and I quote, that by the end of the year we're going to overcome that estimate due to the possible opening of new structures. Out of the 98% of the fulfilling, over 90%, according to him, is of national production, and that is an accomplishment of a whole country against the economical war, the sanctions that tried to bend a whole country, but the people got out strength and renovated themselves, and we reinvented ourselves, and we have been building an economical model of 13 engines that has prioritized the production of the foods in Venezuela. And I was showing us a report that Delcy Rodriguez sent me of the production, how it has grown in these days, and we're going to have a good act to show our people, for people to also value what we have accomplished. We have to learn how to value the accomplishments that we have managed with the model of the 13 engines of the economy, and continue growing, because Venezuela has the challenge that I have proposed. The challenge is the PAES method, which means production for the fulfilling and exportation. We are fulfilling both of them with national production, and now a grown exportation with quality production of human and organic quality. Your comment also tells me on the next news, Venezuela and Russia are strengthening cooperation strategies in the economy with a business meeting. This is part of the discussion that we had last week, and now 370 companies from both nations reunited, and they will participate in net business meetings in finances, insurance industry, and agricultural technology, and even artificial intelligence as well. With Russia, we are moving forward a plan that has 25 years of integral cooperation in each one of the fronts of work, and we are moving forward in each one of them: the industrial, technological, scientific, economical, financial, monetary, military. So in all of those aspects, we're moving forward. And with Russia, we have a faithful relationship. They're world power, and they're capable of establishing relationships of equality, of respect, of cooperation with countries like Venezuela. Really, the relationship with Russia is a model, because the Russians, with President Putin at the head, they have built a model of respect to international law and cooperation for the mutual development. They don't come with imperialist ambitions. There's a level of advancement, and this week with a meeting that was very good, very successful, between Russian and Venezuelan businessmen and women that are articulating themselves to grow together. And there is the fulfilling of the PAES, the production to fulfill with Russian production and production to export. The Russians want very much the Venezuelan chocolate and cocoa. For example, this week we inaugurated the route Caracas to St. Petersburg. Do you know St. Petersburg? You need to visit it. the Museum of Ernest is a place you should visit. You need to visit the Museum of the Second World War, and you need to know all of St. Petersburg, and it is very impressive. When Conviasa, it is a direct flight. You can go there and then come back. So there's with receiving many Russian tourists in Venezuela. We also have many Venezuelan tourists going to St. Petersburg and Russia. So we're integrating what is the reason of the relationship. It is for the shared development, for the happiness of both people, the exchange of cultures. The two great Venezuelan that inaugurated the era were Francisco de Miranda, great comrade and friend and protege of Catalina the Great, Catherine the Great, and Simon Rodriguez. And they inaugurated this era that Chavez and Putin started, and that I continue with a lot of strength. 6 million of inhabitants, highlighting the phenomenon of the White Night, which is a wonderful thing. I was there for a day and a half. We went because St. Petersburg was Leningrad, the historical place, and the Museum of War, the monuments, the cemetery. It is all very impressive to see the strength and the heroic attitude of the people of St. Petersburg, and how they broke the most criminal and powerful army that ever existed in humanity, the army of the Nazi Germany of Hitler. And that's where it started, in St. Petersburg, in Leningrad and Stalingrad. It's where it started, the beginning of the end of what was the triumph of the Red Army of the Soviet Union on the Nazi Germany, that ended on May the 9th of 1945 by the signing of the rendition of the Nazi Germany by the chief of the Red Army of the Soviet Union. What do you think?